Hello and welcome back to EV Swap. I'm Jimmy and I'm a car enthusiast. I take cars that are gas and make them electric. The Frontier is back. Dave had it for Father's Day weekend and it went awesome. He put like 250 miles on it or maybe more, and he just drove all over the place. He lives up in the canyon, Coal Creek Canyon, so it's kind of a ways out of town. So he would drive out of the canyon into town to run to stores, go shopping with his son, took his friends on a drive. Pretty cool. So I was really happy that the truck worked out for him. He had a couple small issues that we're tackling, but overall it was a pretty successful trip, I think. So he's really happy with it. His son showed him all the things he can do with the Android head unit and Leaf Spy. So that was a surprise to him. I told him about all that stuff, but it's information overload sometimes with these EV conversions. There's so many details that you can't keep them all in your head at the same time. But basically it worked. So all was good. There's a couple changes that I've done this week and then more changes on the list. But the big thing was the drive shaft. You remember I was talking about it had a vibration. Well, it actually was bent. There was about 1/8 of an inch bend in the drive shaft. So we just got that back from the drive shaft shop today. Dave actually dropped it off yesterday at Bill's Inglewood drive shaft, and they turned it around in less than a day, and we got it back in the truck. So before we had a vibration over about 50 miles an hour, and we're hoping that the new tube and the straightened drive shaft balanced is gonna fix that vibration. So other than that, it's pretty much standard, ready to go, ready to hit the road again. We still have to put the headliner in, the carpet, and Dave had a couple other problems, some chafing on some wires under the dash and some wires under the engine bay that they found. We need to adjust the headlights, and also we need to move the brake pedal over because Dave was having trouble pushing on the brake pedal slightly while he's trying to use the throttle, and then do the safety programming of the Resolve. It won't let you use the throttle when the brake's activated. So it's just too close. I put the pedal as close as I could to where the stock throttle pedal was in the truck, but because there's 3 pedals in there for the manual and it's kind of a small pickup, they're really close to each other anyway. So what we decided to do is we're just going to move that brake pedal just slightly over to the left a little bit more so that you can get your feet in there, especially when you're wearing big boots in the winter time. That'll just make it easier to drive. Unfortunately, I won't have time to test drive it until next week, and we'll get it on the highway and see if that vibration is solved. Then the big updates on the Land Cruiser is we're taking it off-roading this weekend. So I wanted to do a nut and bolt check underneath it. I drained and filled the fluid in our reduction box so that it's got fresh fluid in there. I modified a couple things, rerouted a couple hoses just to make it some things I've been wanting to do for a while. But some big updates is I got what's called caster adjustment plates. So that's what these plates are here, and basically what they do is they're kind of a U-shaped piece of metal that bolts on to the axle where the lower control arm goes, and it moves the control arm in a slightly different location, and the effect is the axle gets rotated backwards. And what that does is it gives you more caster, and that increases the stability on the highway. Especially before, you'd have to constantly adjust and it was like really squirrely, but now it just tracks dead straight. So really a joy to drive. Another thing that I did is I started to block off the grill like I did with the Frontier. I just used some plastic on the inside there and some foam over here to just try to block the airflow going through the grill and try to maximize the aerodynamics. I mean, on a vehicle like this, it probably does next to nothing, but every little bit can help. Other than that, the original Land Cruiser is just cruising like usual, really reliable. Just never had a problem with it really, except that original vibration we have in the driveline. But now with the upgraded drive shaft adapter I had made, it's just perfect. It's been awesome. So we're looking forward to going off-roading this weekend, and we're definitely going to get some footage of that. So the last update for this week is on the Electrek battery. So pretty cool. I've got some things to show you. Before, I was having trouble with the Bluetooth module working with the Daly BMS. Still waiting on a replacement Bluetooth module, but I got this cool touchscreen, and basically this is the next best thing. In some ways, I think this is better than the Bluetooth app. So this will tell me my voltage, it'll tell me my state of charge, temperatures, minimum and maximum volts, all the stuff like that. And I can even press, well, it's a little finicky, and this will show me all the voltages for all 30 cells. So that's pretty cool. I'm hoping they'll update the software in this thing and maybe update and maybe offer a few more features. But right now you can see the remaining capacity is 95 amp hours. So I was able to update that using the PC software. So it's less necessary now that I get the Bluetooth working. I think what I can do is I can put this screen in the glove compartment of the Electrek, and that way it will still maintain like the classic feel of the interior. You won't have a digital display in there, but you can always open that glove box, just check out the display, make sure the cells are still balanced, check the temperature, things like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I need to extend the wire for this display a little bit so I can fish it through behind the dashboard and then to the glove box. And then I think I'm going to install the battery into the Electrek next week, because if I get this battery in the car drives, boom, done. We still need to get the dashboard recovered and the windshield installed, but I'm hoping to get that done in the first week of July, because I'm taking this car to Electrify Expo Denver to show it off. So that reminds me, if you want to see either the Electrek, the OG Land Cruiser, or the Frontier conversion, come to State of Charge and Electrify Expo. State of Charge is going to be the 12th and the 13th of July, and Electrify Expo is going to be the 13th and 14th. So they're going to be back to back, and you can buy one ticket and it'll get you into both events. So State of Charge is a really cool symposium style event where people will have long form discussions about conversions, all about EV conversions. Electrify Expo is more of a car expo show, like a big auto expo, except all electric cars. So there'll be a lot of OEM cars there, new Teslas, and probably tons of Cybertruck modifications and things like that. But also like Hyundai, Ford, all the other Chevy, all the other EV manufacturers are going to be there. So we're also going to have the converted cars at Electrify Expo in our own little section. So it's going to be just super cool, both events, State of Charge and Electrify Expo. We'll see you guys there here in Denver, Colorado. Thanks for watching.